For a long time, LinkedIn was thought of as the place where you go when you need to either find great candidates to hire or you want to find your next job. But LinkedIn is so much more than that. Hi there, I'm Laura Connor with Connor Speaks. In today's video, I'll share with you 7 tips that you can implement onto your profile to make sure that you get seen, get heard, and get clients. So grab your paper and take some notes. Number 1, all great profiles need to have a scroll stopping picture, a sharp picture that is a headshot, professional looking. It doesn't have to be a professional headshot, but it has to be professional looking with a clean background. It has to show your face, smiling, looking excited, looking pleasant, and it should be of you, not your pet, not your company logo, not your team. It has to be a picture of you. Profile tip number 2 is you need to fill up that banner that's at the top of your profile. Now, what is your banner? Well, your banner is that rectangle that's right above your profile picture. It's at the top. When you first start your profile with LinkedIn, it will be a blue rectangle and it will have these little dots and shapes inside it. Think about this rectangle as your prime Manhattan real estate. When you go down to Manhattan, or when we finally can end up going in vacationing back in Manhattan, you'll look up and these billboards, they are promoting the particular product or service of the month. But you, my friend, are lucky enough that you have your own Times Square billboard at the top of your LinkedIn profile. So you want to fill it up with things that are going to attract people, make people want to inquire about your products or your services. So what should you fill your profile banner with? Well, put pictures of you in action. Take a picture of you at a job site or in front of a desk meeting clients. If you give presentations, have a picture of you showing what you do on stage. You can also have fun pictures. I love karaoke. I just don't have any good pictures of me to put a karaoke picture. But maybe you have a good picture of you swimming or snorkeling or in a triathlon. You can put your pictures that capture the essence of you outside of the job. You can also put your hashtags. You can put your website, your contact information, put some type of a call to action. What do you want people to do? Do you want them to visit your website? Do you want them to purchase your course? Do you want them to give you a call? Have that information in your banner. And the great thing about having a profile banner is that you could change it as often as you like. So you can change it up every month. You could have a holiday theme. You can have a special that you may be offering. You could change it every day if your heart desires. So use your profile banner. It's all given to you for free. Tip number 3, the third thing that you need to do is you need to make sure that you have a captivating headline. Now, this is the place where most people just fill it up with the job title that they currently hold and the company that they work for. And that's not what you want to do there. You want to fill this space up with how you serve your clients, your job title or some variation of it, and a little bit about you. If you're in project management and you put that you're project manager or quality control or doctor or real estate agent, that's what you do, but really, why would someone want to find out more about you just based on that? So if you're in real estate, for example, don't just put real estate agent, saying you help first-time home buyers find their first new home. Whatever it is, you can use the words that will best resonate with the people that you're trying to attract and include it in there. You can also, as I said earlier, include the job title that you do have, but you don't want to just have that. And you don't want to put your company in your headline because there's other places to put that. And finally, you want to make sure that you put something that's fun or interesting about yourself. If you look at my profile, you'll see that I have Island Girl and Karaoke Queen at the end of my headline. And that's because I want people to know that I love the islands. And number 2, I love to have fun singing karaoke. And you would be surprised how many people comment about that or send me a message saying, oh, you like karaoke? What's your favorite song? Or I love karaoke too. It's a very good way to start a conversation. And that's what you want. You want to start conversations using your profile. Now, tip number 4. You want to make sure that you have a complete, interesting, engaging appealing about section. Now, your about section is where you get to talk about yourself, about some of your accomplishments, about how you serve your clients. It shouldn't all be about you. I know I started my sentence saying you need to talk about this and that having to do with you, but this is where you can share your story. Where did you start off? And how do you help the people that you want to work with? This is the area that you want to share that. So make sure that you use stories. You use captivating phrases. You use the same words that your target audience would be using when speaking about their challenges and about their pain points. Now, you also want to make sure that you talk about who you work with. Who is your ideal client? Include that in your about section and include a call to action. What is the next step that you want them to take? Do you want them to visit your website? Do you want them to set a call with you? What do you want them to do? Include that in your call to action in your about section, and also include your contact information. Make it easy for people who want to get a hold of you to be able to get a hold of you. All of these things can fit in your about section, so work on putting those in there. Tip 5 is to make sure that you have some features in your featured section. Now, your featured section is the area that LinkedIn provides where you can upload documents and different pieces of content that you're most proud of. And if you have some videos or interviews of yourself, you can include the links. If they're videos, you can upload different documents and pictures and white papers, as I said. This is the place where people can get a look and see what you've been up to. I mean, yes, you may talk a good game, but if you include things in your featured section that actually show you up on stage speaking, or it shows you being interviewed by somebody else, or podcast episodes there, that will reinforce to people that, hey, you're the right one that they need to speak to. If your featured section is blank, or if your featured section has pictures of something that people won't be able to figure out and quickly identify why you put it there, then you're just missing the mark on there. So you want to make sure that your featured section is carefully selected pieces of different type of content that you want to share with people. That's your spot to shine. That's your place to shine. Step 6 is you want to make sure that your experience is tied to a real company page. But now where a lot of people mess up is that they're not attaching their experience to the companies that they worked for. Either because at the time where they set up their profile, their company did not have a company page, or because they're just too lazy to find the official company page, or maybe they're self-employed, or maybe you're self-employed, but yet you just have not yet taken that time to set up a company page. So if you are self-employed, you need to create a company page, because when people look at your profile and they see those little gray buildings, which means that there's not a company page set up, the first thing that goes through people's minds is, are they really working for a real company, or do they just create this fictitious business yesterday? And it only takes a few minutes to set up a company page. So take that time, create your own company page for your business if you're self-employed. And if you had more than one different business over the years, create a company page for each of those business. Put the logo there and fill out the information that they need to create an official company page, and then tie your experience to each of these different companies. You don't even have to work the company page part of it, all right? But just psychologically, by having your experience tied to an official company page, it just makes your experience more legitimate than if you were to have, self-employed and you have the little gray box, and then you have ABC company and another gray box. Well, you just made up these companies because you didn't know what to say about the time that you weren't really working for somebody. So avoid that by creating your own company page. Now, the 7th tip, which a lot of people aren't really taking advantage of, is to have your personalized URL for your profile. Now you say, okay, well, really, what does that have to do with my profile? Or how is that really going to help me? Having your personalized URL is really important because, number one, it shows that you know the platform. You've taken that time to create your personalized URL that it does not say Laura-Connor-ABFQZYH. You're a step above that. It would say linkedin.com/Laura Connor. Now, I'm kicking myself because by the time I joined up with LinkedIn, Laura Connor was already taken. So I couldn't even get Laura Connor. I could get Laura Connor Speaks. And so if we're not connected, let's connect on LinkedIn. But for you, I want to make sure that you, as quickly as possible, get your URL. And it could be your first and last name, or a combination of your first, middle, last name, or something having to do with that. Now, what I don't want you to do, though, is use a URL that includes the industry or the job that you're in right now. Because let's say today you're in real estate, and then 5 years from now decide not to be in real estate. Well, all the people who have been following that URL to get to my profile, once I switch it to Laura Connor Chef, then that link is not going to work anymore. So you want to have a URL that you can use 5 years from now, 20 years from now, 40 years from now. And then when you create your URL, use that on all of your marketing pieces. Every time you give a presentation, it should be at the bottom of your profile. Every time when you send out a contract or a proposal, the bottom of your email, it should have your URL there. Everything, everywhere that you go, you want to be driving people to your profile. And it looks really tacky if you have the generic one that LinkedIn gives you when you create your profile. So there you have it. 7 quick tips to start to make the changes on your profile to include updates to all these 7 tips, and you will be well on your way to rocking and rolling on LinkedIn. Remember to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos having to do with LinkedIn and with visibility marketing. I mean, I'm here just to help you get seen, get heard, so that you can get client. I will be uploading videos on a regular basis to help you increase your visibility so that you are seen everywhere.